In the run-up to London Fashion Week, having a shortlist, and this year it's just 5 businesses that have been selected by this incredible group of industry experts, is really going to shine the spotlight on them. And so there is no doubt that there'll be a bit of added pressure.
The magic of a wonderful collection is something that nobody can define. It's one of those creative moments, whether you're in fashion or you're in art or you're in film or literature, where really somebody's vision just speaks to the audience.
My inspiration comes from just being in London, and we're in East London in Shoreditch, so everywhere we look really there's colour and there's always new stuff popping up.
It will come from me picking up a book, seeing a picture, seeing a colour palette, seeing a pattern.
Aside from that, art, nature, culture and music as well.
It can be anything really, from like a new architect, an exhibition I've seen, to a new travel destination.
An idea can take a day, can take half an hour, but the development actually takes a lot longer.
I begin designing by taking usually an era or a concept, and then I fuse it with the sort of sports inspiration that I like to.
Most of my ideas come to life, I would say, 4 weeks before the show.
Well, London as a fashion capital is this centre of creativity and innovation. So when you get to Fashion Week, you feel the energy of these businesses.
Every season, London Fashion Week is more vibrant, a bigger audience. So for our designers to have that kind of aura around them, nothing could be better.
London is such an amazing breeding ground for fashion talents.
We've got lots of young, bright designers coming out.
My first 3 presentations were all sponsored by Nugent, and that was really great because they encourage you to be as creative and fearless as you want.
London for me has always been the centre of creativity and designers doing something a little bit different.
It's where a lot of people are able to stand up and kind of compete really internationally.
There is no other Fashion Week on earth that delivers the quality and breadth of talent that there is in London.
The fact that there's a little bit more spotlight on them is great. It means more exposure. It means hopefully that more international buyers will go and see them. And yeah, if it makes them a tiny bit stressed and nervous, I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's always quite scary in the run-up to the models walking out. My heart literally races.
It's quite a tense moment.
Just a total frenzy.
You're opening up doors for criticism. You're also opening up doors for wonderful, positive energy. But you've got to be incredibly tough and strong to take that.
Quite a lot of late nights, 2-3 AMs every day. Stuff that you really have to do if you believe in something.
Ultimately, it's a really rewarding process, especially when it's showdown, we're in the venue and just get to take it all in.
It's always a great roller coaster ride. It's wonderful. The colour palette was inspired by Ermine Bloomingfield. I wanted to keep it a little bit retro, but using a lot of jewel tones. That was really important this season.
My Harmony sandal, it takes about half an hour to strap onto the legs. We have to attach about 50 individual butterflies as we're lacing it.
I've been wanting to do floral for quite a while, and then with that, I quite like cultural movements, so like 80s kind of buffalo movement, mixed with a little bit of Little Lord Fauntleroy.
For this season, the smocking was a detail that I used across off-shoulder dresses, on cuffs and things, a standout piece in the collection.
It's actually fantastic to see how they've evolved even in that little time since the panel.
We've had a fantastic 5 days at London Fashion Week. Alexandra Shulman and myself have been at all of the shows. I think they all did themselves justice. Great Fashion Week.